one single workout has the ability to slow cancer growth. At least that's the claim of a new 2025 study. The study was conducted by researchers at Edith Cowan University in Australia, and it was published in a reputable, peer-reviewed oncology journal. Now, how could they actually prove that one single workout can potentially slow cancer cell growth? Well, the study was performed on 27 participants who were all female and all between the ages of 35 and 75, and they were all breast cancer survivors. Each participant engaged in either a 45-minute long resistance training workout session or a 35-minute long high-intensity interval training session. Each were very standard. Resistance training had them doing 5 sets of 8 at about 80% of their 1 rep max, with 1 to 2 minute rests in between sets. For the HIIT training, it was 7 sets of 30-second all-out bouts with 30-second active rests in between. Each intense bout aimed to have them at 70 to 90% of their max heart rate, and they had about 180-second recovery time between sets. So pretty standard workouts. Now here's where it gets interesting. Blood samples were taken before the exercise, right after the exercise was completed, and 30 minutes later. They then exposed cancer cells to the exercise serum, and it showed a 30% slower growth in the cancer, and it increased an anti-cancer hormone known as myokines, whereas the baseline serum taken prior to exercise did not increase the hormone, and it also did not slow the cancer growth rate. Now, while this is very exciting, it is also important to note that this is in vitro. These weren't clinical human trials in this particular test. Another thing to note is that while the 30% growth suppression was consistent across both the resistance training and the high intensity interval training, this was a pooled result. In other words, not every single participant had the exact same results. The 30% reduction was based on all participants on average. And the study did not lay out the specific results from each individual, so there were likely some variances. However, I think we can agree that 30% slower cell growth, even on average, is still pretty impressive, especially after just one workout. Hopefully more studies come out, but either way, all of this is to say that exercise and working out is not just about your body image and looking better or building a certain physique. It can certainly be part of it. However, there's also many, many health benefits, even ones that you didn't realize were happening. So even if it's just one workout a week to start, make sure you're doing something, because a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. Case closed.